How to make a proof, a brief explanation. The basic structure of a proof is easy. It is just a series of statements, each one being either an assumption or a conclusion that follows an assumption or a previously proved result. To make a proof, you'll first need to write down what is given and what do you need to prove. From there, you may start making assumptions and taking conclusions, but always asking yourself questions such as, is there any way that this can be false? Or, why is this so? After that, we need to continue with making assumptions and taking conclusions, until we are able to prove what is being asked. Also, and very importantly, we need to make sure that our proof is written step by step. Now, enjoy our mini lesson.
Hi, we're here to show you how to prove that line GH is congruent to line GF.
So, what is given? What is given is that line GE, this line, is perpendicular to line HF, and that E is the midpoint of line HF, which is this line.
So, first statement is that line HE is congruent to line EF. And why? It's because E is the midpoint of line HF.
So, the second statement is that angle GEH, which is this angle here, GEH, so this angle here, is congruent to angle GEF, so this angle here. And those two angles equal 90. And the reason for that is that line GE, this line here, is perpendicular to line HF, this line here.
So, triangle GFE and triangle GHE share line GE. That's obvious.
So, the first statement is that triangle GFE is congruent to triangle GHE by SAS, since we know that those two sides are equal, they share the side, so it's equal, and those two angles are equal.
So therefore, we get to prove that line GH is congruent to line GF because of CTC. That means corresponding parts of congruent triangles will be congruent.
Now we're going to summarize the big ideas. So today we were proving that line GH is congruent to line GF. What was given was that E is the midpoint of line HF. That line GE is perpendicular to line HF. Now the steps or statements. The first step would be that line HE is congruent to line EF, and the reason is that E is the midpoint of line HF. The second statement is that angle GEH is congruent to angle GEF, and the reason is that line GE is perpendicular to line HF. The third statement would be that triangle GEF and triangle GEH share line GE, and that is obvious. The fourth statement is that triangle GEF is congruent to triangle GEH by SAS, since they share line GE, line HE, and line EF are congruent, and angle GEH and angle GEF are congruent as well. Now we get to our proof that line GF is congruent to line GH, and the reason is CPCTC, which means corresponding parts of congruent triangles are always going to be congruent.
Thank you for watching our little show. So this is only an explanation of how to prove that line GH is congruent to line GF.
So we would like to have a special thanks to Francois, Georgia, and Mr. Roberts. Thank you.